Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I just want to sit down and hang out and talk about a few brands and products that I am dying to try in 2021. My biggest goal in 2021 is to really curate my makeup collection. I really want to stay away from hyped up products that really just don't make sense for me. I really want to concentrate on expanding my collection, picking up things that are unique, not just every single neutral palette that comes out, and products that are really going to add value to my collection and brands that are higher quality. Today I have a list of about 6 brands that I want to try in 2021, and I'll be talking specifically about which products from that brand I want to try. So if that sounds good to you, grab your coffee and let's get started. I'm going to scoot over here a little bit so I can pop up pictures right here so you guys can see the brands and the products that I'm talking about. The first brand on my list for 2021 is Sydney Grace. Sydney Grace Cosmetics is an indie brand that I heard about through Instagram. You will hear a lot throughout this video that these brands are because of Instagram. They are influenced by my Instagram friends. But specifically, I want to try the Enduring Love palette. Every time I see swatches and looks using this palette, the looks are incredible. The shimmers look beautiful. The mattes blend out really nicely. They're very pigmented. I have just fallen in love with the Enduring Love palette. I've kept my eye on this palette quite a bit because it is out of stock pretty much all the time. So I am waiting for it to come back in stock. I've also heard really good things about their single shadows, their cream shadows, their lip products. So Sydney Grace is definitely a brand that I want to try in 2021. They are also hinting at a collab with Temptalia, so depending on the color story of that palette, that might be something that I'm going to pick up too, or instead of the Enduring Love palette, but I've just heard people rave about this brand, so it's definitely one that is on my radar for this year. Alright, so the next brand I want to try in 2021 is Nabla Cosmetics. And again, I heard about this brand through Instagram, my friends on Instagram, and specifically I want to try the side-by-side eyeshadow palette. I know I said in the beginning of the video that I didn't want to fill my collection with neutral palettes this year, but this palette just feels like a really all-encompassing palette for me. You have those warmer shades in there, you have some cooler shades in there, so it just feels really versatile despite it being a neutral palette. I've seen swatches and looks using this palette and it's just gorgeous, and ever since it launched I've had it on my wish list. I've also heard really good things about the Nabla lip liners and their skin glazings, which are their highlights. So Nabla is definitely a brand that is on my radar. They are a bit higher priced. I know this palette is $39. The skin glazings are like $20 or $25 for like a highlight, so it is a bit pricey, so it will be something that I'll have to kind of budget for, but I've heard amazing things about the formula, about the eyeshadow formula and the highlight formula, so this is definitely a brand that I am looking to try. Okay, so the third brand I have on my list this year is Half Caked Cosmetics. This brand is so fun. Their packaging and their branding is so fun. Half Caked was started by 2 sisters down in Florida, and they just have some of the cutest products I've ever seen. They have blushes, they just launched 3 new mascaras, they have an eyeshadow palette that recently launched, and then they're hinting at a new one coming out soon. They have lip glosses, lip fondants, which are their liquid lipsticks, so this brand is definitely on my radar. They are definitely at a more affordable price point, so that is definitely appealing to me as well. I want to see what this new eyeshadow palette looks like from them, and then I might be picking some things up soon. Okay, this next brand is a brand that I'd never thought that I would want to try, and that is Lunar Beauty. Lunar Beauty is Manny MUA's brand on YouTube. He is a YouTuber, and for the longest time I really didn't want to support Manny, just because of some of the decisions that he's made in the past, but in the past couple years he's really kind of stayed out of the drama and things, so I'm more willing to try his brand now than I was in the past. And I've heard really good things about his products. You know, he does do a lot of reviews on his channel, so I know that his products are going to be higher quality, so I am more willing now to try his makeup than I was in the past. Specifically, I need this Eternal Eclipse eyeshadow palette in my life. He launched this around Thanksgiving or Christmas time, I believe, and it is just beautiful. I've seen a lot of people really loving on this palette on YouTube and Instagram, and it just looks beautiful. I've also heard really good things about the blush palette, his makeup brushes, his lip glosses. So eventually I do want to place an order with Lunar Beauty. I'm not sure when that would be, but I know that this Eternal Eclipse palette is going to be on that order. Alright, this next brand literally gives me full body goosebumps. I'm so excited to try them. That is Kaleidos Beauty. Again, you guys have heard it a million times in this video. I've seen so many people hype this brand up on Instagram, and I have to try it in 2021. Specifically, I really want to get in on the restock for the collab between Kaleidos and Angelica Nyqvist. Angelica is somebody that I have watched for a really long time, which you wouldn't think that she would really vibe with my makeup aesthetic. She is definitely a more colorful type person. She loves outrageous color stories and makeup looks. She's just a very colorful person, and my makeup aesthetic is definitely very neutral. But this palette, her palette, really speaks to me. Her palette is the first palette in a really long time that like truly inspires me to get out of my comfort zone. So this palette launched on January 19th, and it sold out within a couple days. And there was a couple times that I went on the website and put it in my cart and chose not to, just for whatever reason. I wasn't sure if I wanted this palette because of the hype, or if it was because of Angelica, or if I truly wanted it. But now that it's sold out, I know that I want to get in on the restock when it restocks in February. So I definitely will be picking up this Club Nebula palette, but there are a few other things from Kaleidos that I really want to try this year. They have these 6-pan palettes that have really unique color stories that I'm really into, but of course the two that I would pick up are out of stock, and that is the Futurism Sci-Fi Green palette and then the Futurism 3 Astro Pink palette. And I've heard really good things about the Kaleidos eyeshadow formula in general, so these are the two color stories that really speak to me the most. But then they also have, you guys, I have had things in my cart from this brand for a really long time, so I already know like what I want. But then they have these highlighters that they just recently launched. They are kind of like a duochrome, multi-chrome highlight, which I don't normally go for, so of course I'm picking the most tame highlight that they launched. It is the Ray Ryder highlight. It's a champagne-y, kind of peachy highlight, so I definitely, it's not like the ones that are like more blue or purple. I believe when Angelica's palette is restocked, I'll be placing a pretty hefty order with Kaleidos. I'm really excited about this brand, and that is what I I want to feel this year when I buy makeup. I want to feel genuinely excited. I want the full body goosebumps, and that is what this brand does for me. So if you've tried anything from Kaleidos or have any recommendations for me, let me know down in the comments. I am so excited about this brand and I can't wait to add them to my collection. Okay, the last brand on my list for 2021 is Lethal Cosmetics. I recently found Lethal Cosmetics on Instagram, of course, and they just post some of the most unique and inspiring color stories that I've ever seen. Like, they do not come up with concepts that you see on an everyday basis, and that really excites me. They sell a lot of really gorgeous singles, which I don't typically go for my single eyeshadows, but I feel like if I had some of these more unique shades in my collection, I would definitely get more use out of them. They also have already made, like, pre-made eyeshadow palettes that are really gorgeous, so but I noticed that those are always out of stock, which probably says something about the brand and their quality. So I definitely have my eye on this brand. I haven't like made my own palette yet or really looked at the shades that they have available, but just by looking at their Instagram page, I know that I want to see what their products are like. I definitely am excited about Lethal Cosmetics. They are definitely a more expensive brand. I know for their singles, they're about $6 or $7 each, which is a bit pricey. So I would have to be 100% sure that it is something that I would use and love. But I think that this brand could be really good for my collection and fill in some spots where I don't have these colors. Let me know down in the comments which products and brands you are excited about for this year. I think I am just really hoping for some more unique color stories for my collection, some better quality eyeshadows, and just not like the same thing over and over. I'm kind of bored. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!